Hey foodies, thanks for watching. So we've already made the matzah. I want to show you how to make matzo ball soup. It's so good and I think you're going to love it. And we're going to start over at the stove. So I'm going to start by preheating my skillet pan, because what we want to do is we want to cook off some chicken. And I've already sliced the chicken up. I'm going to shred it a little bit once it's cooked a little bit more. And I'm going to start by adding a little bit of oil. And I'm going to start the other pot as well, this one. And once it's hot, I'm going to add the rest of the oil. So there we go. I'm adding my oil. And I'm looking for the sizzle sound. So I'm just going to spread my oil around. Let's see if we can get that sizzle sound. Do you hear that? It's great. So I'm just going to spread it out. And what I'm doing is I'm searing all the outside edges of the chicken. So I want to cook it really well. I don't want to add salt because the salt is going to pull the juice and the liquid out of the chicken, and I want to retain all of that in as much as I can. So this back burner I'm going to turn down to medium or medium-low, and I'm going to start by cutting up some green onions. If you have a white onion, you can use a white onion. I'm making this a low FODMAP recipe, a low FODMAP matzo ball soup, and that's why I'm using some green onions. And low FODMAP, it's the sugars in the, or carbohydrates in some vegetables and fruits that you just can't have. There we go. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to drop it. Oh, you can hear the sizzle in that one too. And you can see the chicken is starting to cook, and it's getting whiter and whiter, and I don't want to stir it just yet. Next, I'm going to take my celery and I'm going to slice it in half. Make sure you wash everything before you slice it up. And I'm going to put chunks of this in. There we go. And I'm going to grab another spatula and just give this a little stir. You can see the onions are starting to brown a little bit. Oh, it smells good in here so far. Now I think we can look at the chicken, and it's just starting to brown. Look at that brown. That's exactly what we're looking for. So I'm just going to give it a light stir. If you want to let it cook a little bit longer, you can. But I think this is fine, just the way it is. Okay, let that do its thing. Next is the carrot. If you want to peel your carrot, you can always peel them, but I don't think it's necessary. I like the extra fiber. And you can see I'm just cutting like 1/8-inch rounds, or between 1/8 and 1/4-inch rounds, or 3 to 5 millimeter, not centimeter. The centimeters would be huge. Oh my goodness. Just something to really sink your teeth into and enjoy. Can you tell I was just at a farmer's market? I mean, I got fresh carrots, I got fresh celery, I got fresh chicken. Oh, I'm excited. So that's going to go in. Now this is where you add the salt to the vegetables. We want to draw the water out of the vegetables. We want them to soften up and just become that really good, yummy food. So I'm going to give them another stir. Okay. I'm going to give my chicken another stir. That's looking good. And you can see the juices are coming out of the chicken already. And that's great. Now I'm going to grab some pepper. I'm going to put some pepper on there. And I'm going to throw my garlic. So I'm using garlic scapes, which is the top green part of the garlic. You can also substitute the garlic scapes in this recipe for just regular garlic cloves. It's equivalent, so I've got 2 tablespoons of garlic scape pesto here. You would use 2 garlic cloves. And these are going to go right in there. I find the garlic scape gives a slightly milder taste of garlic, but it's spectacular. I love the flavor of garlic scapes. Okay, this is looking good. Now I can go in the sink. I'm done with that. This is exciting. It's going pretty quick. I'm grabbing 2 forks. Because what I'm going to try to do right now is I'm just shredding some of the chicken. I've cut it small because I want it to cook quickly, and you can see, I mean, it's taken like maybe 4 minutes to cook all of this chicken, which is amazing. But I want to just shred it up a little bit. I don't mind chunks of chicken, but I still want it to be almost torn and shredded. Just give it that more organic meat in a pot kind of a feel. Okay, I'm going to let that sit there for a minute. Now I'm using some chicken stock. If you're using a store-bought chicken stock, I would recommend not adding the salt when I added the salt. But because my stock is homemade, I'm adding salt to it. Because I know how much salt I put in my stock. So it's important not to over-salt these things. And then when you want to, if you do have store-bought stock, and there's nothing wrong with that, I would just simply try it once you've got the soup all done, and then add your salt to taste, just to see if it needs to bring out the flavors. And I'm using between 6 and 8 cups of stock. I think I'm just going to go with the full 8 cups of stock. No point in that stuff just sitting around. I'm going to give it another stir. Oh, looks good so far. And this chicken is looking good. So I'm going to shut the chicken off. And I am going to add the chicken into my soup already, because it's ready to go. You can see just how easy this is. Wow, the chicken went in the pot and it got really quiet in here. And I want to try and get all that yummy stuff, because all those juices and fat from the chicken is exactly what I want. There we go. That looks great. Tuck that down there. Now I'm going to just switch burners, because I don't like leaning over burners. There we go. And I'm going to toss that in the sink. And that's going to get a good stir. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and then I'm going to let it simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes. And while that's simmering, I think we can get the matzo balls ready. So I've got my eggs here, and I'm just going to toss my eggs right there. I'm going to crack my eggs. Oh, look at that. I'm so glad I cracked it into another bowl. I've got a shell right here. And what a great tip. If you get a shell in your egg, use another piece of shell to get it out, and you won't be fighting with it forever. I mean, look at how quick that was. What a great way of figuring that out. Okay, and I'm going to do another one. Three, 4, 5 eggs. Okay, and this is my matzo meal. I've gone ahead and I've ground this up as fine as I can make it. And there's still some big chunks in it. That's okay, that's fine. And I'm gonna whisk this up. And I'm gonna add some baking powder. And if you wanna use, let me just get another fork here. If you wanna use schmaltz, which is chicken fat, that's fine. You can also use butter. I'm just using butter today. That's what I've got in my fridge. All my schmaltz got used up, and I felt kind of bad because I was like, oh, I could have done matzo ball soup properly, but I'm doing it with butter. And if you don't want to use butter, you can just use like oil, and that's fine too. I just find butter or schmaltz have such great flavors to them that that's exactly what you want. You want to have that kind of flavor explosion when you bite into these things and sink your teeth into it. And I'm just breaking the butter up into small chunks. Just like that. Look at that, that's looking good. And I'm not gonna add salt to my matzo meal, essentially, mainly because I already salted the tops of the matzo and I don't wanna have it be like a, wow, that's a lot of salt. Again, you can always add salt, you can't take it out. Oh, this is looking good. Okay, clean that off. Do a little finger squish test. Yeah, it's looking nice. Okay. Clean off my hands. Add my eggs. Seems like a lot of eggs, but let's see what it looks like when we mix it all up. I bet we're gonna have to add some water or some soup. Okay, so that is the matzo. I'm not gonna add anything. I think that thickness is perfect. I'm gonna let it sit for about a half hour. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge. I'm gonna bring that soup to a boil and then I'm gonna let it simmer for about 20 minutes. And when we come right back, I'm gonna show you how to make the matzo balls. Been about 20 minutes and you can see this is really formed up, like it's absorbed all the moisture, and that's exactly what you want to see. So let's check the soup. I ended up turning it right down. Oh, that looks beautiful. Doesn't that look great? And oh my goodness, that smells so good. So I'm looking at this and I see that we need to add a little bit more water. So I'm gonna add a bit of water, and the reason I'm adding water, and I'm gonna turn that up so it comes back up to a boil, I'm gonna be like almost high, but not quite high. I don't wanna scorch the soup, and I don't wanna make that stock bitter at all. And when you overboil stock, it makes everything go a little bit bitter, and I like my soup a little nicer than that. So I'm gonna cover that up. You can see it's just starting to boil now. So while that's doing that, let's get some more water going. Just like that. And the reason why I added water to the pot is because the original recipe, which I got from Canadian Living, and I love Canadian Living, and what a great recipe they have for making matzo balls, but they suggested putting it in a pot of salted water, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just add a little bit more water, and the matzo balls are gonna absorb that liquid and infuse the chicken stock and all the flavors from the soup right into the matzo balls when I drop it into the soup, and it's gonna cook and it's gonna be glorious. So thank you, Canadian Living, but this is what I'm gonna do. So you can see it's just about boiled, and that looks glorious. So you take wet hands, and we're gonna take the matzo ball. Oh, look at that, isn't that nice? And you don't want them too big, but you don't want them too small. And look at, that's beautiful what I've just done. I mean, that didn't take long at all. And it's like, I'm gonna say golf ball size. We could go bigger, absolutely, and you can make them more like meal size where everybody gets a ball, but I think one or two in a soup bowl could be pretty good. Okay, so that's boiling. I'm gonna turn this down to a medium, and I wanna make sure that it stays bubbling just a little bit, just while I'm putting this in. So I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna add these as quickly as I can, and then I'm gonna let it simmer for another 10 minutes once it's on there. These smell so good. They're probably gonna puff up a little bit as well. And if any of them fall apart, which I don't think is gonna happen, but if any of them do fall apart, that's okay. It's just gonna add more texture and flavor into the soup anyway. Oh, look at that. I'm getting lots of these. This is great. And what a great way to use up leftover matzo sheets. I mean, I had a few sticking around, and I'm like, you know what, let's make a matzo ball soup. Okay. And you can see them already starting to cook really nicely. So I'm just gonna drop them in, just like that. I'm gonna pop my lid on there. I'm gonna turn it down to low, but when the lid's on, it's going to trap the heat in and it's gonna cause it to boil even more. So I'm gonna check that in about 10 minutes and we're gonna give it a try. See you soon. I think I'm ready for soup. What about you? So let's give it a try. It's been simmering. Oh my goodness, look at these, they're beautiful. Oh my goodness. Woohoo! They look absolutely gorgeous. I love the surprise. It was so worth the wait. It's important. And in the recipe, they're like, well, in many recipes I've read when it comes to matzo ball soup, they're like, put it on simmer, don't look at them, leave the lid on. And I'm like, really? Is it just because you don't want the heat to escape? No. Well, it is yes for the heat not to escape because you want to steam them and heat them and cook them through. It's for that surprise. Oh my goodness, they're so nice looking. So let's move this over here. Oh my goodness. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. So, oh, look at that, look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous looking. I think I'm gonna take 2 matzo balls. This soup looks very hot. And I know it's cooked because the chicken was 99% cooked before I put it even in the pot. And what you're looking for is you're looking for the carrots to be soft, but still together, and that's what you're looking for. Like you can see, like there's still a little bit of structure to them, and oh, that's a nice stock. That's a really nice stock. Let me give that another sip, and then I'm gonna try the matzo balls. Oh, that's the perfect soup for a cold day. I'm glad today, when I'm filming, is actually a cooler day. I'm just happy that I've got this soup. So I want to try this matzo ball. Oh, nice spring. Look at the inside of it. Isn't that nice? Can you see that? Oh, it's beautiful. And I'm gonna break it into even smaller pieces because this seems like a lot of matzo ball to eat. Nice amount of spring, good texture, nice flavor. You can taste that the chicken stock has been absorbed by some of the matzo balls, which is really nice. It's gonna be my lunch today. I'm really happy about this. So thank you, Canadian Living and the Test Kitchen. Wonderful matzo ball recipe. And the soup, I'm so glad I've got it. If you're looking for the full recipe and the details, you can visit glutenfreeguy.ca. You can also follow me on Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And coming up next is this. And I'm really excited about this. See you soon.